being the different kid in middle and high school, as I said, I was homeschooled, but I did go to like youth group, and I took a couple classes outside the home, like art and speech. And so I had a couple of friends, like 3 of them. No, I'm just kidding. A few more. I had 4. But so I remember going through like middle school or high school, and kids picking on me, and you know, there was never any like hardcore bullying to the point of like kids physically punching me or putting me in a dumpster, you know, like the classic story that you see in the movies or whatever. But at the same time, anything where someone is treating you like badly, it hurts, you know? And I remember one particular time where I have a twitch where, and I don't really do it anymore, but going through high school, all my twitches were a lot worse. And I would hit my chest all the time, just kind of like that. And it was pretty annoying and pretty frustrating, but my family was very used to it. And so my mom would just either like, you know, make sure I was like wearing a hoodie or something, not thin clothes, so that if I did hit myself, it didn't hurt really bad. And so I was at a youth group one night, and this wasn't like my church's youth group. This was like this big thing with all like hundreds, probably even like 1,000 kids were at this big youth event. And I saw this guy there that I had this huge crush on, and I was in like 9th or 10th grade. So I was kind of a nerd. So by 10th grade, I was like 13. So I just become a teenager, and I had the hugest crush on this kid. And I saw him from across the room, and I'm like twitching because I'm nervous and like trying to go see him. And then the closer I get to him, I saw that he and his friends were, they were like making themselves slobber at the mouth. They were hitting their chests and mocking my twitches, and they were calling me a retard. The closer I got, and there was like, retard, retard. And the closer I got to them, I thought they were like maybe excited to see me because, you know, I had a crush on them, so I was super excited. But I just remember as I got closer and as I realized what was going on, I just stopped in my tracks, and I was just like, this is just the worst. Moments like that, that's one of the most vivid memories, but that's happened a bit in my life, and it's just one of those moments where you realize how overwhelming that can be. And I wanted to just, I mean, in my flesh, I wanted to go over and talk to them and, you know, let them know what Tourette syndrome really is, and inform them that, you know, they shouldn't be picking on me and that's not okay. But something that I've realized, and something we see on every t-shirt and every Twitter post, is that hurt people hurt people. And I had to start to realize why bullies do what they do and where it comes from. And the fact is that when they hurt me, it made me want to go and fuss at someone else. So that made me think, wow, maybe someone picked on him, and maybe that's the only way that he can think to let it out, is picking on me. Or maybe he just doesn't understand what Tourette syndrome is, and he thinks it's a lot more funny than it is serious. Or maybe he's just not a very nice person and he's choosing to be mean. But no matter which one no matter what his reasoning behind it, and no matter what anyone's reasoning behind bullying is, the thing is, when you're the one being bullied, you just have to go back to that thing is, it doesn't matter, you know, who you are, it matters whose you are. Find your identity in Christ, not what other people say about you, not how other people talk about you, not what billboards say you should look like, not what MTV and BET and Disney Channel says your eyeshadow should look like or your hair should look like. Like, find your identity in Jesus, and just know that you were made in His image. And it says in Psalms, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are His works. Like, I mean, marvelous are His works. Like, I'm not a very like nature-y person. I'm not a big fan of like hiking and fishing and that kind of thing. I mean, I already have a tan, so I'm good. Like, it's not really my thing to be outside. I hate lizards, hate frogs, hate turtles. Sorry, God, I don't hate them. I just like, I'm not a big fan. But the thing is, I had to do this this thing when I was joining a ministry team, and we were sitting outside for hours, and we had to talk about God's creation. And I was just like, I admire God's creation, but I'm not an outdoorsy kind of person. But I loved that I had to do that project. It challenged me to really look at the beauty of God's creation, to look at the trees and how perfect they are, and to look at the grass. And it sounds cheesy, but to look at the sky and how it's blue. And as you know, the Nicole C. Mullen song says, you know, the sun knows when to rise and when to go back down. To think about all those beautiful things, and then to think about the fact that the same God that did all of that created me, and created you, and created every little girl, every little boy, every bully, every meanie, every victim, every heartbroken person. He created us. You know, the same God that did all of that, he did this. And so when I think about that, I completely forget what bullies said. I completely forget what somebody said when they were picking on me because I was homeschooled and I was a nerd. Like, I find my worth in Jesus. And I'm not saying that it's easy, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because as I said, I'm 20, but there's moments still where I wake up and I'm just like, okay, where's my mascara? Like, let's get this makeup started. But then there's mornings where I'm just like, I'm not gonna wear makeup. I'm gonna wear a hoodie and some ugly sweatpants, and I'm gonna choose to be confident, because I don't ever want my worth to feel like it's in earthly things. I just want to, even if it's a challenge, to just know that my worth is in none else but Jesus.